Lion Nation, and welcome into our first official interview with Prattville Lions football coach Caleb Ross. Caleb, thanks for joining us this morning. I know you're a busy man right now. Thanks for taking a few minutes out of your schedule to be with us. And let us be the first ones, well, not the first ones, probably the 1,000th one to say welcome home, welcome back. It's good to have you.
Well, it's good to be back. You know, this is a job to me that was something that was a dream of mine, to be the head coach at Prattville, and opportunity came about. It was something that man, we couldn't turn down the chance to come forward, go forward. And man, it's been tremendous since we've been back. Support's there. There's great energy, great buzz. Like you said, I've had hundreds of people come up and congratulate. This is a special town, a special place. Obviously, we're biased. We're from here, so it means a lot to us. But I think anybody knows that football in this town, there's not a better place in the state of Alabama when football is rolling, of the atmosphere, the field, man, I guess the excitement, and that's why we're here. That's what we're looking forward to.
Now, Coach Ross, when you were here in the first decade of the 2000s, offensive coordinator, winning state championships, and then you went off on your own and became a head coach and carved your own path. And now, as a state championship head coach, you come back into this program. Talk to us about your first impressions on your homecoming. What are the things that you notice and the things that you see that you want to continue, some things that you want to change? What are some of your first impressions?
Well, I think first thing too, you know, and there's a buzzword out there, and I've said this in a few interviews, is culture. Just the feel of talking to people before I got the job, and maybe the first couple of days of getting in here, the excitement was high, but the culture had to change, and we're nowhere there where it needs to be yet. But there's hopefully we're making that turn. And what culture is, in my mind, it's just the daily habits and the mindset. What I've noticed since I've been back is there's a positive buzz now. There's excitement. Sometimes things get stale, things get away from you. I think this was what had kind of happened last couple of years. It just kind of got away from, I guess from the coaching staff in the previous years, and we're here to bring some of that back. One thing I did notice is I still think there's a core group of players that we can build our program around. I think there's enough talent here, and I think there's a hunger from the community to be good again. So I've felt that. I've talked to community members, man, I'm getting excitement with the boys. Those things are really positive. That's what I've noticed. But, you know, there's a lot of work's got to be done. Man, you still got to get a lot of people back involved. We've got to get people, the commitment level on all levels, from the players, from coaches, from the community. All that's got to increase. So I've noticed those things, but everything has been positive. Everything has been moving in a forward direction since I've been here. And man, I couldn't be more pleased of where we're at and where our progress is.
And speaking of moving forward, spring practice is right around the corner. Talk to us a little bit about your expectations going through spring practice. You
know, it's going to be it's a combination of everything. You know, first you're wanting to show the boys, hey, this is how we're going to do things, how we're going to practice, how we expect things to be. You know, we want guys moving around. We don't want guys standing around. We don't want walking from drill to drill. We want them sprinting from drill to drill. The intensity, the speed of practice is really what we're going to focus on. With that being said, though, it's a big evaluation period. I mean, I've never seen any of these kids play live, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do when you actually get them in an intense competitive situation on a practice field, and they get gear on, and there's a live action to see how they're going to respond, how they're going to perform. The other thing, too, is we're installing new offense and new defensive terminology. So, we've hired J.B. Wallace. I know we'll probably talk about that here in a second. He'll be our defensive coordinator, so he's putting in new terminology. I'm bringing in my offensive terminology from where I've been. So these kids are going to be learning a lot. So you want to go, and you want to be intense and speed of practice, but we also got to be smart and realize everything's going to be new, from how we do it, from how we call it, from what we say, new faces, knowing that things are going to have to be slowed down a little bit for kids to be able to learn. So I know this, I'm excited. I feel like the kids are excited, and it's like I said, it'll be here before we know it. I think we're about 3 weeks out right now. So.
Talking about J.B. Wallace just then, your new defensive coordinator who you brought on, he was a former head coach at Florence High School, and I know that you guys have a long-standing relationship. Talk about the importance and the importance of the get that J.B. Wallace was.
For numerous levels. First of all, he's a Prattville guy, so he understands the kid that comes out of Prattville, the culture, the type of community we live in. He understands that. The first thing I should have mentioned, he is an incredible human being. Before a football coach, before being Prattville, J.B. Wallace is just a really great, really good man.
Definitely.
And that's, to me, is the most important thing, man. He's going to be good with our kids. He knows how to talk to them. He's a family man. He's an example of what you want your son to play for. So that's the first thing. He is a Prattville guy. J.B. he's been a defensive coordinator at a high level. He was defensive coordinator when we won the state championship in 2011. Now, I wasn't here. That was a year right after I left. But he's coached in those intense moments and intense ball games. He's been in big venues. The pressure of the moment's not going to overwhelm him. He's also been a head football coach. And so I know when I became a head football coach at 31 years old, then went back to being an assistant, I was a better assistant after being a head football coach because I understood that that's a different position when you sit behind the desk of the head football coach. So, and that's already paid dividends. There's times he's already handled a few situations where, maybe if you're an assistant, you don't understand that, hey, this needs to get done, and it never even get brought to my attention until I found about it a week later that, hey, man, I already took care of that. And that's why that guy's there. He understands what the head coach wants, what he needs, and it's his job to run his part of the program, which is the defense. And he's already taken off. Man, we already had meetings with coaches, meetings with players. Man, he's just an ambitious go-getter, and that's why he's here, and he's going to make our program that much better.
Absolutely. And as we culminate spring practices at the end of May, there is a spring game that's traditionally had, and this year it's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah, that's right. We chose to play a Cardinal and White game, and for one thing, we got here late. Trying to schedule a spring game might have been difficult. I don't even know who was available. The other thought was we're putting in new offense, new defense. It's going to be new terminology. We still have a lot of kids that play other sports, and we're going to have 8 or 9 kids that are playing baseball. Man, Coach Hall and the baseball program, man, they're doing really well. And they got a chance to make a good run in the playoffs, and who knows, hopefully go win it all.
And you like these cross-training athletes.
Oh, man, we'll talk about that here in a second. But so 8 or 9 of our guys, and they're critical guys, both our quarterbacks, okay, and our 2 or 3 of our starters are participating in a spring sport, so we may not even have them. So in my opinion, what I didn't want to do is go and try to compete in a ball game. When you really got about 8 practices, you're putting in new offense, new defense, new head coach, new assistant coaches. You don't even have some of your starters. You go compete in a ball game, you're not really ready to play, and it's a negative. And now, to me, you kind of dampen some of all that positive energy that we've had since we've been here. So I didn't want to do that. I thought that would be the smart way to go. And now what we get a chance to divide up 2 teams. We're going to try to have a little fun with it where kids can really, and we'll make it a competitive environment. And there'll be some controlled parts of that scrimmage, but we'll have some live game action with that scrimmage too. But that's kind of what we're going to do. I thought it was the best thing to do this first spring. Now future, we'll try to get a game. We'll be a little more stable, the program be set, and we want to go compete against somebody else. But I just didn't want to risk that this first spring.
Absolutely, and it makes perfect sense. It makes all the sense in the world. Following spring, you've already started to publish some of the summer schedule.
Correct.
And I know you got a lot you want to accomplish this summer. Talk to us a little bit about some of the highlights you're looking forward to this summer.
Well, sure. Like I said, to me, that's in the past. I thought when we were winning before here at Prattville, it was really the summertime where we outworked folks, and we got a lot accomplished. The state allows you to practice now in the summer, but it's 2 things. You got to be mindful that it is the summertime, and as much as I'm a football guy, and man, we work and we grind, but these are still teenage boys. And I know when I was coming through, and I put a lot of time into training and all that, but I wanted to enjoy my summer, so we do in the morning. We pretty much are done by 11:15 every day, so the boys can have a summer job in the afternoon, or they can go do something else they want to do. So we'll go 4 days a week, but as far as getting things accomplished, the spring is more an evaluation, kind of a basic install. Well, we'll ramp up the installation this summer. We'll put in new schemes, new terminology. And the main thing, we're going to continue to train, continue to condition, is we'll go compete. We're going to compete in some team 7-on-7 tournaments. I really believe in those. Now, 7-on-7 is not real football. I realize that, but to me it's competition. And so putting our kids in those competitive environments to see how they're going to react when it's a win or lose situation, that is critical. And also, as far as throwing the football, we'll put in a lot of our drop back passing game, timing with the quarterbacks, coming out of routes, defensive secondary, them reacting to the ball in the air, learning coverages, learning schemes. Man, we get a chance to install a lot of that stuff. It's also a chance for our kids to go to colleges. We got obviously a handful, more than a handful. We got a bunch of kids that will have an opportunity to play college football, and we want to be able to promote that. We want our kids to go out there and have the opportunity to go to college combines and camps, showcase their abilities, their skills, and get a chance to get recruited. And we got some other things we want to do from a team development standpoint. I know at some point we want to take our seniors off on a retreat. We've done this when I was the head coach at McGill, did a little bit of this at Opelika last year, and want that group to bond, to understand their role as leaders and understand what it means to be a part of a team. And they're leaving a legacy of their senior year. So, man, there's a lot, and that's just only part of it. There's more that we want to get accomplished. The coaches will go off on a retreat one day just to kind of get everybody on the same page. We're going to do that. There's a lot of things that we want to get done this summer, get involved with the youth leagues, kids camps. We have a lot packed for this summer. You know, I hope we can get it all done. You know, obviously by next summer we'll get most of it rolling. But yeah, it's going to be a busy. There's no summer off. There's no time off. We'll give the boys 3 weeks right after spring training, and we'll get started June 11th. And then besides the 4th of July, man, we're full tilt.
Rock on. Well, I know there's a lot of people now that are really excited about what's happening with this program. A lot of people in the community that have supported Lions football for years and years and years, but maybe they don't know exactly how they can contribute. They want to, but don't know how. What would you say to the community that may be watching, business leaders that are watching, individuals watching? Sure. How do you get involved?
Absolutely. Well, you know, I know from a football program, quarterback club standpoint, from a business standpoint, man, there's needs. I was asked this other day, Coach, what do you need? And I said, well, all of the above. Man, we need everything. You know, we just need. Obviously, you know, when we're talking about going to 7-on-7 camps, well, those things cost money. So, you know, we got to raise money to do those things. There's things that you want to be able to make football exciting and invest in, maybe either you know, travel or gear or apparel, things like that, or staff development. Be able to send our coaches off to clinics. I mean, there's just a lot of needs out there. If we want to be and I told this to somebody the other day. It's like, look, we do well enough that we got helmets, we got shoulder pads, but we're talking about competing at the highest level. I mean, we're talking about going to compete against the Hoovers, the McGill-Tulans, the Auburns, the Phoenix Cities, the Spain Parks of the world. We want to be able to compete at that level. This is what this program's about. I think this is what this program can accomplish. So we got to have the resources to be able to do that. But the other things besides, if you can't contribute financially, man, just be supportive. Come out to the games on Friday nights. Man, we want a packed house on Friday night. That's going to be huge. And, man, support our boys in town. To me, that was what was neat about this town, that when we were winning, man, people knew who the football guys were. Football is important. In athletics in general, man, all sports. And be supportive when you see the kids, man. Encourage them. And that's the main thing. Just make it important to be a Prattville football player again. And I think that's one of the main things. Obviously, the financial support's there. You know, we'll have plenty of opportunities to get that information out. If anybody's interested in trying to come on as a business sponsor, we have numerous ways that we can present advertisement and have a partnership. If they want to contact me or contact the quarterback club, man, that's possible. There's a lot of ways. We got the radio. We have, you know, we're doing a live game feed. We're doing a coaches show. There's a lot of opportunities out there to get involved with our football program, and like I said, other ways that are even non-financially. Just being supportive is really key.
Coach, you're becoming pretty well known for these legal pads and checklists that you keep with you. And I know you got a lot on your plate, a lot to do, and we just really are appreciative of the time you've given us this morning to just spend some time with you and kind of pick your brain about Prattville football. And we're excited about the changes you're making and the staff you've already brought in. Just say go Lions to you, and we look forward to what's coming next.
Well, thank you. I look forward to it as well. This is an exciting time, and man, we're looking forward to this upcoming season.
Thank you very much. This has been Coach Caleb Ross.